Hi guys, this is Avinash Sharma, and in this session we will discuss the dynamic SQL. So before we discuss the dynamic SQL, first of all we have to check the static or embedded SQL. As you can see, we have a statement in example select star from EMP. It means when you create a procedure and write these statements. So this statement is called the static or embedded and that procedures because when you execute the procedure, so you cannot change this definition of this SQL statement at the runtime. That's why it is called the static or embedded. In case of the dynamic SQL, you can design the SQL statement in such a way that you can change the definition, you can change the variables, and you can change the parameters. Even you can change the list of columns or name of tables at the runtime. So to execute the dynamic SQL, we have the two command, that is the execute, and other one is the store procedure, system store procedure, that is the SP execute SQL. But there is a difference between the two. So we will check the difference with the practical on the SQL server. Now, why do we need the dynamic SQL? There are some scenario. So we can check this scenario. First of all, you can use the DDL statement in the dynamic SQL, which is not possible directly on the store procedures. Second point, that's very important. Where like number of columns or target table is not known, then you can use this dynamic SQL because at the runtime you can decide how many columns and from which table the data has to be fetched. Third one, you can design the SQL statement in such a way with condition that on the basis of those conditions you can create the new SQL statement dynamically. So these are some scenarios where you should use the dynamic SQL. Now, how to use the dynamic SQL practically on the SQL server? So first of all, we'll check the some data. So we have three tables: EMP account, EMP HR, and EMP sales. So first of all, EMP account, if we check the data, we have EMP ID, EMP name, department. In department column, all values are the account. Then salary and joining year. Then second table, HR, EMP HR, EMP ID, EMP name, and department. Now HR is the value for all columns. In the sales, same columns and department. Now it's just sales. Okay, fine. I have a requirement. I need a query and I want to design that query in such a way that that query takes some parameters, means name of the table or list of the columns at the runtime. It means we will design only one query and that query will fulfill this requirement. So we check the example. So you can see the example. We have a table variable, second variable column list, third variable is the query. In the table variable, I have assigned the EMP account, name of the table, column list, then these are the list of the columns, comma separated. Third variable query. In this variable, I am designing the SQL statement. So first of all, the select, this is the literal value within the single quote, then comma. Comma is for the concate because when you use the concate function, so you have to give the value multiple value comma separated. So the concate function will join those value in a single statement. So comma after then column list, this is the variable, it means these value. Then from again literal value and finally table. So table name EMP account. This query, now I'm printing the this query. So we'll check the format of the actual query. And finally, once the query is designed and ready, this statement exec or execute, you can use either one. So both are the same. So this one will execute this statement. Okay, I execute this one. I have the result EMP ID, EMP name, then department ID is the account. So this data is coming from this table account table. and these are the columns. So we'll check the actual query in message because we are using the print statement. In message we can see the actual query. This is the select EMP ID, EMP name, department, sale, joining it from the table name. This is the actual query. Suppose I change the name of the table, HR. Now I execute again, then this time the data is coming from the HR EMP HR table. You see, we check the actual query. Now EMP HR. Suppose we change the list of the columns. So right now we are fetching all columns and we need only 3 columns. That is the say we delete this one, EMP ID, EMP name, department. So dynamically it will take only these columns. So I execute this statement again, then takes 3 columns, EMP ID, EMP name, department. Check the actual query, select EMP ID, EMP name, department from HR. So this is happening everything dynamically. We are passing the value and the column list at the runtime. Now we will create a procedure, then we'll check how to use the dynamic SQL in the procedure. So this is done. Now we do not need these hard-coded value, table list and column list. So we'll remove this one. Okay. Execute. So procedure created. Now I call this procedure. So this procedure needs 2 parameters. It means at the time of execution, we'll supply two parameters value, table name and the column list. This variable, this replaces the value of the table, and this variable will replace the value of this parameters column list, which is coming from the here, this one. Then call test and table EMP name. Okay. So as you can see, we call this program, this procedure test, and we supply 2 parameters table, and the value is the EMP account and the other column list here. So this variable replace the column list and this variable table replace the table name. Then finally print execute. So we can check the actual query, select EMP ID, department, EMP name from EMP account. Okay, if I change the name of the table here, say sales, then again execute this statement. Okay, so this time we have the data from the EMP sales table. Say if I say salary and then join here. So also I change the list of the columns. Now this time we have the 5 columns. So we have only one query, and this query is being generated at the runtime. When you supply some values on the basis of those values and parameters, so this query is being generated, and that query is being executed by this command, execute or execute. I have modified the procedure and added the one more parameter, that is the ename. So we need to one more value for this parameter. Ename means employee name, and the query we added the where emp name equal to, then comma this one. Fine. So I execute this one. Okay, I call this procedure and So in this procedure, in the last we are passing this value for this parameter ename John, but I got the error invalid column name John. Why? If we check the actual query, select emp department emp name where emp name equal to Zohan. So this is literal value, and this should be enclosed in the single quote. Okay, how to do that one? So if I put the 4 single quotes before and after, because this is the dynamic query, and execute this one, now call this is done. If I check the actual query, so finally you can see in the zone single quote is there, but this is a problem. If you do not want to use these much of these single quotes, then you can use the other command, that is the execute store procedure execute SQL. This is the extended store procedure system procedures. The syntax is name of the procedure, then the query, this query, and the name of the parameter you want to pass, say m and emp name varchar, then quotes close, comma. Now assign the value of this variable ename to this variable, say equal to ename. Now we don't need this one, just delete. Emp name. Now what is happening now? This is the syntax of this SP execute SQL. So we have the query, then we have a declaration of the parameter emp name varchar 100, and emp name we have assigned this ename from here, because what we supply for the ename. So and this parameter emp name, this is mapped here in where clause. So there is not too much on the single quotes in this line. Now I execute this procedure. Yeah, we got the result John. In message we check the query, then where emp name equal to emp name parameter name, because of this statement. So this is the SP execute SQL. It means we can define the parameters within the query. So this is the difference between the exe and SP execute SQL.